Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Paul Mnyakeni from the University of Pretoria is going to chat about the future technology in wireless communication. Over to you, Paul.
Okay. Afternoon, everyone. Okay. As he just said, my name is Paul. I'm here to talk about the future technology in wireless communication, which is called Li-Fi. It stands for light fidelity as compared to Wi-Fi, which is the wireless fidelity. If you look around, you go to your office, you go to any other room, around you there's a light bulb. But in the future, that very same light bulb will be used as your wireless hotspot. How does that happen? That happens through visible light communication, which is VLC. And we have a pro by the name of Harold Haas from the University of Edinburgh. He was the first guy to publicly demonstrate how you can transmit data using your mere LED, that is light emitting diode. We're going to look at what is Li-Fi, how does it work, the Li-Fi over Wi-Fi, the disadvantages, the future, the Li-Fi systems developed thus far. And now, if before we can go to what it is actually, it began in the early 1990s, and in countries like Germany, your South Korea, then you have your Japan, where they retrofitted, they, they said that an LED can be retrofitted to transmit data. And now they went through a couple of researches, then with Prof. Harold Haas, because he was the one who was spearheading the research. They went through so many tests. On the 12th of July in 2011, that's when he did the demonstration at the TED conference, the TED Global Conference. Then how he did it is he used a mere simple table lamp with an LED, then to transmit a video of blooming flowers that was projected onto a screen behind him. But now to test it, then as he put his hand in front of the LED, then the transmission stopped. Then of which it meant that the very same LED light was the one that was transmitting data. And in 2015 February, the researchers at Oxford, they achieved a speed of 224 gigabits per second, which is you can download 20 HD movies in a second. How true is that? We know the problem with Wi-Fi. It is radio spectrum, and at the moment as we look at it, it is congested. Then now that is congested, that's when they came about with Li-Fi. Li-Fi, it is simple. It does not need any complexities. What you only need is your modulator. You need your LED. Then you need a photo detector. Then you have your internet. But now, what is Li-Fi? It's the same as Wi-Fi. You transmit data, but in this instance, instead of using the radio spectrum, you use the light spectrum. Then, as we know, the light spectrum is so fast than the speed of light, which is less than a microsecond. You can transmit at that speed. Now, if you look at it, it falls under the category of optical wireless communication, which is being supported by the VLC. What they're doing is you transmit data using light. how does it work? Before we can look at the practical operation, if you look at the basic concept, if you switch the LED on and off, the speed at which you switch it on and off is less than a microsecond. And at that speed, the on and off activity can be used to transmit data. As you know that your on is a logical 1 and your off is a logical 0, which is data. Then at that speed, then how do you detect that one, the logical 1 and logical 0? You're using the photo detector that will detect the 1 and 0, and now it will convert that back into streamable data using your you can use your VPM, which is variable pulse modulation, which is it operates, you get a signal. Let me just show you a block diagram. From the block diagram, you have data which is a stream data from the internet. Then you have your modulation, your pulse position modulation. Then you have your LED light. From the LED light, then that's when you detect the ones and zeros transmitted using the modulation, which can vary the current at which can vary the current through to the light bulb. Then you have your photo detector. Then from the photo detector, it's being demodulated into streamable contact. Then you have your data. If you look at it there, your modulation is what we call the lamp driver. Then you have your LED. Then you have your photo detector. The amplification and processing, that's your demodulation. Then you can receive the data. But as we continue, I'm going to show it more practical as I have the video of how exactly does it work. Then now if you look at the comparisons of Wi-Fi and Li-Fi, then the first comparison of which is security. As we know that Wi-Fi is radio spectrum and it can go through the walls, but with your Li-Fi, it's secured because you only use light. And now how you use light, you only need to be at the side of light. That's when you can receive your data. Then anyone around you cannot receive the data because you'll be the only one with a photo detector. Then we look at the data transmission rate. Then the radio waves is slower because the more people are connecting to that access point, the more it becomes slow. But this one is much faster because you can have LEDs around this whole building. Then now each one of you will be having a component with a photo detector. Then from where you're sitting, that's your own access point, and you only accessing your internet from that access point. Then someone who's sitting at the corner, they use that same LED. That's where they're accessing their internet. Then the traffic control, with the Wi-Fi, the traffic control is less because the signal becomes weaker as the traffic increases. But now with Li-Fi, traffic control is more due to high speed. As we know that the light spectrum has broader bandwidth as compared to the radio spectrum. Then if you look at where can that be used, Wi-Fi can only be used in a WLAN infrastructure, usually inside a building. You cannot use your Wi-Fi underwater. Then Li-Fi can be used anywhere where there is light source present. Then you have the cost. Then the Wi-Fi infrastructure is more costly as compared to the Li-Fi, because Li-Fi you only need an LED. You can even use the LED that you have today. You don't need to use, there isn't any specific LED that you can use as long as you have a photo detector, because all the LEDs they transmit at, if you switch them on and off, they do have that capability to switch on and off at less than a microsecond. Then you have the working concept. With the Wi-Fi you can use various topologies, but with Li-Fi it's direct binary data saving, which is the light that is being the light that the on and off activity that you get from your LED is bidirectional, which is it's bidirectional through to you don't have a single stream of ones and zeros. You have bidirectional streams of ones and zeros through to the photo detector. That is why it's so fast. Then we look at the disadvantages. The only disadvantage that Li-Fi has at the moment is you cannot have internet if you're not within the light source. And now this could limit locations and situations where Li-Fi can be used. And the other thing, if you are outside and now your LED, the light outside and even of the LED, there can be interferences. Then now you look at the other sources of light, then securities, because it uses visible light and light cannot penetrate the walls. So the signal range is limited by physical barriers, which is, as I've said, if anyone, wherever you're sitting, you have your LED next to you, if you're not within the range of light, then which means you don't have internet. Then we look at the future of Li-Fi. It has been projected that by 2022, it is expected to become a huge 113 billion industry. Without doubt, we're not sure because it's still under inception. Then in Dubai, by the end of this year, they've started delivering internet to users on the go through street lights. They are using the same street lights as access points. Now, wherever there's a street light, if you just under the street light, you have internet access. At the end of 2016, the company is called 01, and on the 25th of November, 2015, that was last year, Li-Fi pioneers Pure Life, the company Pure Life was started by Harold Haas, the one who spearheaded this whole LED, using LED as a source of transmitting data. Then they've joined forces with a French lighting company called Lucibel. Then they are at the moment producing products that are Li-Fi based, which means you can have a laptop which is Li-Fi based. If you work on that laptop under any light source, then you'll have access to the internet. You have your microwave, you have your refrigerator, which means they've even combined that with Internet of Things, which you can have your whole kitchen wired. Okay, it has been found that within the recent versions of iOS have been found to contain references of Li-Fi. If you can look at this code here, then you see that there is Li-Fi capability, and this was found by Chase From, who's a Twitter user, but it was confirmed by Apple Insider. Apple Insider is a website where they tell you about recent versions of iOS, anything related to iOS. You have that inside under Apple Insider as a website. Then you have the companies that have already bought patents for Li-Fi capable devices and appliances. The number one is Samsung. Samsung, they currently building appliances and devices which are Li-Fi capable. Unfortunately, we not have any here in South Africa. If you go to Germany, if you go to South Korea and Japan, there are those devices and appliances. And as you can see, Samsung has already bought 26 patents. And you have your University of Edinburgh, where where Professor Harold Haas was working. And now, if you can look at that, South Korea has signed a memorandum of understanding with Samsung to cooperate their devices into Internet of Things. Okay, I just want to quickly show you a video of.
This is the world's first Li-Fi system. The Li-First offers high-speed, bidirectional, visible light connectivity. The system consists of a ceiling unit that connects to a standard off-the-shelf LED light bulb and a desktop unit that connects to the laptop via a standard USB connection. The ceiling unit has an Ethernet and power input. It connects to the LED luminaire and modulates the visible light for the downlink. The desktop unit has a visible light receiver and an infrared diode for the uplink transmission. The system operates at 5 megabit per second in full duplex at distances of at least 3 to 5 meters. The distance and data rate depends on the particular LED luminaire that is used. The key IP of Pure Li-Fi is the optimal utilization of the optical bandwidth. The sensitivity of the desktop unit means that the system functions with direct or indirect light. This sensitivity means we can dim the light to very low levels without greatly affecting the performance of our system. As you can see, the system is still transmitting at high speeds and streaming the video. The Li-First is just a sample of what Pure Li-Fi products will offer in the future.
Then at the current moment, Pure Life have now designed a Li-Fi USB, which you can use under any source light, then which is called Li-Fi X. It's getting stuck. It does not click. Let me see what it does. But anyway. Oh, okay. Anyway, my time is over now. So, okay. Yeah, no, it just got stuck. It's fine. Yeah, no, but it's fine. Okay, in conclusion, although Li-Fi has some disadvantages, but it shows that epic advancement in the world of wireless technology, then it hits almost each and every sector, which it can be used in hospitals where Wi-Fi in some of the hospitals it's not working. Then it can even be used underwater, because wherever there's light source, which means you do have internet access. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. That was so technically enlightening. I kind of felt like I was listening to a professor. Can I call you Professor Paul? I feel like it's one of those presentations 5 years from now we'll be like, Paul said that, when we see Samsung and Apple now owning it and running ball with it. Are there any questions for Paul? Yes.
Can you mix your Wi-Fi and Li-Fi access points on one network? So
Yeah.
where it makes sense, you use Li-Fi, and where it makes sense, you use Wi-Fi.
Exactly, because at the moment, Lucy Bell, the company that has combined with Pure Life, they are doing that because for you to use only Li-Fi, you need your whole new infrastructure of Li-Fi. At the moment, what they're using, wherever they can, they use Wi-Fi, and in some other areas they're using Li-Fi, which is they're using the all two together.
All right. On that note, thank you very much.
Okay.